dream was over, and the painting was finished. And now the conversation with my painting could begin. Painting is very much like going to war with yourself. Your brushes are your arms, and with them you fight your demons.
مخلي وراك القلوب شحال منها مجروحة وشحال منها دبايح وهاي عادي كلي نايض كلي طاير.
What they do for me is they ignite your creativity. Sometimes you can do a whole body of work. If you have the right muse, you can do the whole, you can keep creating. You have a spiritual contact with your muse, you know, and you share a particular intimacy with them. And you also share a certain solitude with them. So muses are very good for artists. Sometimes an artist will change his work because he has a new muse, you know. Muses themselves are often very creative. You know, they're often artists as well. Yes, I have a passion for color. When you think of color, you know, you think of the blues, all the different blues and the different reds we have. It's like you're looking at a beautiful jewel, at a beautiful stone. You know, you drench yourself into the color. You know, it gives you a spiritual context. You know, you have a relationship to the color. You know, you get inspired by the color. You know, when you look, you look at a parrot from Brazil or a butterfly, you know, with these iridescent blue colors, or you know, emerald green colors. You know, it's so startling. It's just, you almost, you want to eat it. Chapter 15. Hotel Living, The Floating Shack. My new home, the Commander Hotel, was built in the late 1920s and had long been a haven for actors, both famous and little known. So it was a hotel. About half the building was occupied by permanent residents like me. My apartment was on the 9th floor, with a view of the intersection of 72nd Street and Broadway. You know what I like about a hotel? It's, you can always keep your anonymity. You're always a stranger in a hotel. And the other thing that I like about a hotel is you hear all these different languages. You know, all these people come from a different country. You know, you have people coming from Shanghai. You have people coming from South America, from South Africa. And it adds something, and you need a certain alertness to stay alert about the world on a larger, in a larger context. It gives you a global idea about things, you know, and therefore you can relate globally better with people, you know, so you have a better understanding of how the world moves, of how the world works, like a little bateau, you know. Chapter 20. Le Tour du Monde, Part 2. Revisiting Gauguin. The patron's generosity allowed me to travel the world for more than 5 years, visiting places I had previously only dreamt of seeing. I usually went abroad for 2 or 3 months at a time and then returned home to New York for a couple of months. There I caught up in person with the patron, who was always eager to hear further tales of my journey and to see the paintings they had inspired. He always told me, live life while you can. See the world when you are young and have both the time and the money. As an older man entrenched in his career and decade-long marriage, it was clear that he lived vicariously through me. Unable, he felt, at that stage of his life, to travel the world as he had once hoped to do. The patron satisfied himself by sending me as his emissary, his eyes and ears in the far reaches of the globe. Over the years, with his help, I saw India, Nepal, Thailand, Hong Kong, Macau, New Zealand, Australia, Eastern and Western Europe, South America and North Africa, among many other places. While back in the United States, after one of my trips, I went to an outstanding exhibit of Gauguin's painting in Washington, D.C. It's a mystical experience because when you paint a landscape, let's say you paint a landscape during twilight hour, there's one moment that when you work, let's say, from a gray surface, that you have put in the trees, you have put in the rivers, you have put in whatever you see in that landscape. And with the light, it will all come together, just like the perfect rhapsody. It's just perfect. You know, it has a flow. It has everything that will make the viewer feel good about life. Late one afternoon, shortly after moving in, I walked to the riverfront park to escape, if only briefly, the harsh fumes of turpentine and other solvents that filled my studio. The air was still oppressively hot and moist, and the city seemed deserted. Walking along the path, I came to a standstill when my eyes caught an unusual structure, a rusty little house, a chuck really that was being bolted down to an old pier by a couple of construction workers. The house was bathed in a cadmium yellow and gold light, the sun reflected off the rusty roofs and siding. As I watched the workers go about their task, I began to daydream, the house reminding me of an erector set that my mother had given to my brother and me one Christmas. I think this book speaks to travelers, artists, immigrants, and the gay community. I think those would be the people that would truly enjoy this book. To be happy, you have to follow your bliss. You have to follow that which will make you happy.
غربة